Hey team, Reuben here. I've been thinking a lot about what is the most important use of my time, how can I be the most efficient, and without a doubt, it's all about pouring into you guys. It's all about being a good leader. It's all about following Pareto's principle, the 80-20 principle. Focus 80% of my time on the 20% of the activities that I'm screwing this all up. I need to focus my time on the stuff that's going to be give me the biggest return. That's really what it comes down to. I'm not going to botch that anymore. But so how do I do that? And how can I help you guys out? I guess I try to think about what is it that I do for myself that helps me grow the most. And it's about being around other business owners and learning from them. And it's about doing a lot of personal improvement. That's a huge thing. And whenever we review our core values, that might be one to add. That's something that is very near and dear to my heart is personal improvement. We probably should have that on our list. But so what do I do for personal improvement? I go through a lot of audiobooks. That's one thing that I do a ton of. There's a lot of stuff, but audiobooks helps with everything else. And I thought I should start sharing that with you guys. So I'm gonna try it for the next. I'll come back to try in a second here. Hold on. I'm going to do it. For the next month, I am going to give you guys book reports, condensed book reports, summaries of what I have taken in over the last week. So what I'm just about done with right now, I read EOS in the last week, listening at 2x speed. I had already listened to it once, so I went through EOS, kind of shared with you guys what's going on there. But I've also been listening to Game Changers by David Asprey. I think I'm saying his name right. I've read or listened to a couple of his other books, both. I think the Bulletproof Diet, I got that one. Headstrong. There might be another one or two that Tools of Titans. I've got that one on my at my bedside that wasn't available in audiobook format. He's got a lot of good stuff, and some of it's out there. I mean, he talks a lot about he's the guy who came up with bulletproof coffee, and he talks a lot about the importance of diet, and man, he's crazy about foods. And he talks about supplements and the importance of sleep, and I mean, he does a lot of writing and discussing what it takes to up your game, how to have a better brain, how to operate at a higher level. And I'm just about I'm just about done with Game Changers, and there's so much overlap between this and all the rest of his books. I feel like I haven't picked up a lot of new stuff, but it's a really good review. And so let's see, something that he started off with early on in the book. I wrote this down. It's some weasel words that they're not allowed to say around his office. Nobody on his team can say any of these things. And I just said one of them. One of them is try. And I don't have it down well enough where I can fully explain why this is a weasel word, but the point of it is that when you say try, you automatically have in your mind that this is going to be difficult. It might not be possible. It's like you're already setting limits for yourself. If you tell someone, pick up that bag, they'll go pick up the bag. You tell someone, try to pick up that bag. All of a sudden, it puts something in their mind going, maybe I can't. Maybe this isn't possible. So they don't use the word try, and I just did it. I'm working on it. Another one is need. I can't remember exactly what the problem with this word was. I'm not going to dig into all the details, but need was another one. Bad is another weasel word, and can't is another weasel word. So I'm going to try to eliminate those four words from my vocabulary. Can't, bad, need, and try. Did I just say it again? Did I just say I'm going to try? Yeah, probably did. See, it's tough. I will eliminate those. I also learned read more about the importance of sleep and energy. I end up getting about 6 hours of sleep a night. I've got this watch, it's charging right now, that I started wearing to kind of track how much sleep I actually get. It's about 6 hours, and that's about what I need. Different people need different amounts of sleep, but one of the biggest factors in how much you need is the quality of your sleep. It's not just the amount of time you lay in bed with your eyes shut or even what you think is asleep. There's so many other factors. It's the comfort of your bed and the temperature of the room and how much screen exposure you've had before bed, how much you were exposed to blue light before you went to sleep, what your diet looks like, what your exercise looks like. All of these different things have a profound effect on your quality of sleep. And when you're doing all of the right things, you can function at a very high level with a lot less sleep than some other people. And so I do pretty well on 6 hours of sleep. I do better on seven, but as I've learned through this tracker app that I've been using for quite some time, I don't get 7 hours of sleep pretty much ever. So it's been interesting to kind of dig into that a little bit deeper and figure out why it is that I can wake up so early in the morning and still have energy. It's about doing all of this other stuff. So he talks a lot about sleep and let's see, he talks about diet and exercise. He talks about sex quite a bit in this book. I'm not going to share any of what he had to say, but he did touch on what was written in Think and Grow Rich. There's a whole chapter in that book. That's from like 1938 on sexual transmutation, and it's about taking that same energy and applying it into your life into a more productive manner. If you take that energy and you simply waste it on sex, you're not making the most of your energy. And men who do that and do that without any regard for consequences frequently ruin their lives. So it's not a new concept, but there's a lot to learn, a lot of information out there about this. So yeah, I guess it's probably already weird that I'm talking this much about it, but fascinating stuff in this book. I think that's about as much as I could remember to share. No, wait, hold on. There's just a little bit more. He also talks a lot about happiness and money and the relationship there. We all know that money doesn't bring happiness. I mean, we all know this. You've heard this a million times. A lot of people still have the idea in the back of their mind that it does. But one thing that is for certain is that happiness brings money. That's the direction it comes in. People who are happy are people who are much more inclined to do the things they need to do to give themselves more energy. They're more motivated to do the things that will earn them more income. They're more motivated to be successful. It it it's the exact opposite path of what most people kind of think. I mean, we know it's not true, but what was pretty incredible was hearing story after story about how people start happy and then they become successful. So it was, and you know, this book, I mean, it's all about leaders, innovators, and mavericks, some of the most successful people in life. This is the same story over and over again. So if you want to be more successful in life, start by focusing on your happiness. I didn't do a good job of taking notes for this session, but I promised myself I was going to get it done this week. So there's my book report. And then also, I just thought I'd share with you guys a cool little app that somebody shared with me. I learned about this yesterday. It's called Crisp, K-R-I-S-P, crisp.ai. And it's where it mutes background noise. I just tried this. I had music playing really loudly, and then I talked into my mic. It almost got rid of all the music in the background. It was super cool. And if you're clapping or any of that, flick the microphone. you pump the microphone, do any of that stuff. If it's working right, you shouldn't hear all of that in the final recorded product here. Really cool. The thing is, it's not free. Well, it's free for 2 hours a week. So I guess I'm probably going to use the free version for when we record podcasts. So if my phone rings or dings or something while we're recording, I won't have to cut that out. Seems really cool. And if you're only on Zoom for 2 hours a week or less, I guess it would be totally free for you. So check it out. Neat little tool. And that's it. I will have another book report for all of you next week. All right. This has been Reuben's Corner.